Breaking up with a narcissist. 8 signs he's still obsessed with you. Have you ever found yourself wondering if the narcissist truly regrets losing you? Or worse, if you were the one who reached your limit and had to walk away? Does he even care? So many of you write to me with the same silent question. Is he happy now that I'm gone? In this video, I'll reveal what happens inside a narcissist when he realizes what he's lost. You'll learn how to recognize his silent regrets, even if he pretends to be fine. And above all, you'll discover the signs that prove he never really moved on from you. But listen carefully, because sign number 8 is the one no one talks about, and it's the key to understanding why he keeps circling back. Stay with me, because this changes everything. And if these words resonate with your story, subscribe now to Chosen One's Awakening. This isn't just a channel. It's a sacred space for your healing, with practical tools for your inner awakening. Let's begin. 1. The inner collapse behind the fake smile. One of the first signs the narcissist is unhappy and secretly regrets losing you is subtle, but powerful. His life begins to unravel. Things he once pursued with confidence, projects, hobbies, goals, suddenly stop. It's as if his energy froze the very moment he discarded you. You might hear from mutual friends. He's struggling at work, messing up decisions, acting on impulse. On the surface, he pretends everything is fine. But those close to him feel something's off, a disconnect behind the mask. Soon, he starts posting photos with someone new. He's in a hurry to appear happy. And in that rush, he reveals his truth. Because someone who is truly in love, secure and fulfilled, doesn't need to broadcast it online. They don't feel the urge to scream to the world and to you, "I've already moved on." That picture on Instagram, that story full of forced smiles. It's not love. It's a desperate cover-up, a lie to convince others, but mostly to convince himself that the emptiness inside isn't real. It's like he's wearing a new mask, hoping no one sees the pain underneath. But you do. You see it. Because that photo doesn't speak of joy. It screams of a man running from silence, trying to fill the space you left behind. But listen, this fake facade is not love. It's not a sign he's changed. It's not a promise he's coming back. It's a crack, a brief opening where his true state slips through. He's not okay. And if you listen closely, he's not trying to show you he's happy. He's trying to believe it himself. 2. The new relationship is too fast to be real. Another sign of the narcissist's unhappiness and regret is the rushed timing of a new relationship. When a new relationship begins immediately after a breakup, something doesn't add up. Every bond, no matter how dysfunctional, requires some inner time to process, especially if you were together for a long time or shared constant intimacy. But the narcissist often can't be alone. He can't handle the silence. He needs to replace the void with a presence, even if it's just superficial. So he dives headfirst into a new story, not out of love, but to escape his own abyss. The problem is, he does this without ever truly stopping to look within. And so that relationship, even if it seems promising at first, doesn't take off. The haste with which he throws himself into someone else's arms is the clearest symptom of a heart that hasn't healed, but is merely running away. And if he's running, it's because something inside still burns, something that has to do with you. 3. Maybe even your relationship wasn't authentic. This part may hurt, but it's important to face it. If the narcissist moved seamlessly from you to another, if he started a new story before yours had truly ended, it's possible that even your relationship wasn't built on real feelings. We often idealize the love we received. We convince ourselves that, at least in certain moments, he felt something deep for us. Yet, a narcissist doesn't love in the authentic sense of the word. He loves the reflection of himself he finds in the other. He loves power, control, attention, and even if he showed moments of apparent involvement, the truth is that love was one-sided. Because where there's narcissism, there's no room for reciprocity. If today he has another relationship, perhaps one that began while he was still with you, it's not because he found true love, but because he needs constant emotional nourishment and he takes it where he can. This new partner, like you once were, is a function, not a person. Choose a pawn in a scheme. A role that, sooner or later, will be discarded. Realizing that you weren't loved the way you hoped doesn't diminish your value. This strengthens it. Because recognizing the truth is the first step to stop confusing the need to feel loved with true love. But because he needs constant emotional nourishment and he takes it where he can. This new partner, like you once were, is a function, not a person. A pawn in a scheme. A role that, sooner or later, will be discarded. Realizing that you weren't loved the way you hoped doesn't diminish your value. It strengthens it. Because recognizing the truth is the first step to stop confusing the need to feel loved with true love. 4. He's too present on social media. A silent cry. It may seem trivial, but it's not. Because someone truly happy, fulfilled, engaged in a new life doesn't need to be constantly connected. When you're content, you live. When you have a true passion, an authentic bond, a project that fills your heart, you don't feel the urge to post every thought, every photo, every moment. But if you notice he's always there, present, active, hyper-connected, if he keeps posting, commenting, reacting to everything, that behavior is speaking to you. It's saying that something inside him is empty. The narcissist needs constant nourishment. And when he can't get it through real relationships, he retreats into the virtual world to gather attention, approval, control. But beware, it's not just about vanity. It's an escape from what he doesn't want to face. If he has a new partner yet, is constantly online. If he posts compulsively or watches your stories as if nothing happened, it's likely that the new life he's built isn't as fulfilling as he wants you to believe. Social media becomes his mirror. Lived. A way to see himself as he wishes to be, happy, loved, accomplished. But the mirror, as we know, reflects, it doesn't heal. And so every like, every post, every apparent normality only hides a simple truth. He's not at peace. And if he's not at peace, something inside him still concerns you. 5. He still writes to you, when communication never truly ends. A sign that speaks louder than 1,000 words is this. He still reaches out. A sudden message. A reply to an old story. A comment left there, seemingly innocuous. Or a phrase that seems friendly, neutral, disinterested. But it's not. Because if communication hasn't truly ended, something is still open. Math. And I don't just mean the virtual channel. I mean an unresolved wound, an uncut bond, energy that hasn't been released. When a narcissist writes to you, even with a trivial excuse, it's not by chance. Every gesture has a purpose, even if unspoken. A sauce. He might want to check if you're still there, if you're still sensitive, if you react. He might want to test the waters before attempting a return, or he simply can't accept not having access to you anymore. But there's a deep spiritual truth here. Someone truly involved in a new relationship, someone who has truly closed a chapter, doesn't look back. And if he comes knocking, even with the tip of his fingers, it means the door inside him hasn't been sealed. Sometimes these contacts are ambiguous, intermittent, manipulative. But they're still a sign of his emotional instability, that his new relationship, if it exists, hasn't completely absorbed him, hasn't healed him, hasn't given him what he seeks. And so he returns to you. Not always with words of love. Sometimes just with a shadow, an echo, an illusion of presence. But behind that message, there's always a bond he didn't have the courage to close. 6. He's not in a new relationship. The void that draws him back to you. Here's another revealing sign. He's not involved in a new relationship. There's no stable new flame. He doesn't appear committed. And maybe, even if he's spotted someone, he's not sure he wants to go all in. And that's significant, because the narcissist, by nature, can't stand being alone. He needs constant presence, attention, and adoration. When he left you or pushed you to leave him, he was convinced. He already had a new hook, a new mirror to reflect himself in, a new source of emotional supply. But if that person never showed up, if no new relationship has truly taken off, then he's left there, alone, in his emptiness. And a narcissist alone is a narcissist afraid. Because when there's no one to project his shadows onto, those shadows come back to haunt him. If he left you without someone else in place, or if he still hasn't secured a new bond, it's very likely he'll start looking back, thinking about you, considering a return, but not out of love. Let's be clear. He'll come back to reclaim something he still believes is, because in the narcissist's mind, no ex is ever really an ex. Every broken bond stays cracked open, a half-shut door he can walk through whenever it suits him. If he's alone today, it's not because he wants to heal, reflect, or grow. It's just because he hasn't found the next suitable victim yet. And so the risk is, he'll return with a message, with an excuse, with sudden nostalgia. But now you know, his emptiness is not a declaration of love. It's just hunger, dressed up as longing. 7. He mentions his new partner just to hurt you. There's one final sign, subtle but poisonous, that the narcissist is unhappy and regrets leaving you. It's the moment he casually brings up his new partner during a conversation with you. Not with ease, not with respect, but with that ambiguous, sharp tone. Crafted for one purpose, to make you jealous. He drops it with false innocence. Maybe he slips it into a random sentence, says it in a tone that sounds normal, but you feel it. You feel it in your body. He wants a reaction. A truly happy narcissist doesn't need comparisons. Someone who's at peace with their present doesn't weaponize the past. If he does this, it means something in that new relationship is broken. And so, he seeks an old mirror, you, to see himself again. As powerful, wanted, in control. But be careful. This doesn't mean he'll come back. Or rather, it's not a promise. Just a possibility. Because narcissists never truly end things. They don't love fully. They never let go of what once made them feel powerful. If he brings her up with that sharp undertone, it's not because he wants to share anything meaningful. It's because that relationship isn't fulfilling him. And he wants to make sure you still see him as important. But you're not there anymore. Now you're watching. You're seeing clearly, and that alone is an act of liberation. If these signs resonate with you, know that it doesn't necessarily mean he'll return, but that he's never fully closed the door on you, because a narcissist never really closes. To him, you're not someone to let go of, but a source of power, of attention, of control. And if he once felt he had control over you, he'll crave that feeling forever. Even if he pretends to have moved on, even if he now appears happy with someone else. 8. The fear of change. Many people who leave a narcissist carry one deep fear, that he'll change, but not for them, for the next person. It's that anxiety that hits you right before you're ready to walk away. What if he becomes a saint for someone else, and I'm left alone with regret? This fear of being replaced is actually the clearest proof that he still holds power over you, even after the breakup. 9. Hoovering and flying monkeys. After the separation, get ready for hoovering. That manipulative tactic where the narcissist tries to suck you back in. I miss you. If only I had known. No one understands me like you do. And if hoovering isn't enough, he unleashes the flying monkeys. Friends, family, coworkers. Anyone he can use. As a messenger, a puppet, a spy. He'll use them to spread lies, to isolate you, to destabilize your world. But hoovering and flying monkeys are not signs of love. They are tactics of war, designed to confuse you, to make you feel alone, to wear you down, until you give in. If you feel the time has come to finally choose yourself, download the free PDF with the Circle of Life and the Mind Flow method. You'll find powerful exercises to reclaim your center and start shining again. The link is in the description. Tell me in the comments, which sign hit you the hardest? Has he ever messaged you out of nowhere? Has he ever provoked you by talking about the new one? Or do you feel you finally closed that door? Writing is not just sharing. It's letting go, and maybe through your story, another woman will recognize herself and finally understand she's not alone. If these videos help you see more clearly, subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll find real tools for your inner awakening. See you soon.